Toronto, everyone. 25 degrees, feels like 28 here on October the 4th, and the heat is certainly on the double blue. When you go through a difficult loss like the Tiger Cats did last week, a 37-point blowout on the road in Winnipeg, but he said this week, we didn't burn any film. We watched a whole bunch of it to try and learn how to get better in preparation for the third and final regular season matchup between the Tiger Cats and the Argonauts. Away we go. Here on week number 18, as it is returned by Isaiah Wooden out to the 40-yard line. A flag is down on the opening kickoff return, as well as out comes Bo Levi Mitchell. A change of appearance from what we were used to at the beginning of this season for the Tiger Cats offense, as they do look to throw here once again underneath Andrew Smith, and that's how he's had a couple of monster outings this year. Little crossing routes underneath, throws all the rest, but mixing and matching with that big explosive play to open the drive, a drive that'll end with a field goal attempt. Mark Leggio named the Pro Football Focus Honor Roll recipient as a kicker in September, was 16 of 17 in the month. Let's see how he does here in October. 29 yards away and splits the uprights easily. He slammed in there, and Stavros having none of it. They leave 2nd and 10 as now Arbuckle works the pocket, chased down from behind, knocked down as well. The football's on the ground. Philip Osai was the one who got there.
Tripping the intended receiver.
Mitchell, quick ball fake to the outside, and he'll walk in. Kenny Lawler continues to victimize the Argos defense.
And look at this defense. Anthony Lanier missing from that defensive line, so we anticipate seeing a little bit more of Ricky Correa, the defensive tackle spot. We mentioned the former Tiger Cat, Brandon Dozier, started this season in black and gold. He's in the nickel linebacker spot. Keep an eye on Benji Franklin. No knockdowns this year, but leading the way in interceptions for this Argo defense with 4.
Utilizing the why knock it down when you can catch it rule. Exactly. Benji Franklin. Great ball skills so far this season as Mitchell looks right, comes back left, running free, Brendan O'Leary Orange. It's an absolute moonshot, and all the way is Brendan O'Leary Orange. Bo Levi Mitchell, never in doubt. 87 yards for the major. Argonauts completing 72.1% of their passes on the season with Nick Arbuckle mostly at the helm, second to only Edmonton. Cody Fajardo and Trey Ford this season. As Daggy completes yet another. And it is Dejon Brissett, who has started at 3 different positions this year and has really been the glue guy. He's fixed so much of it, and it looks like Peters might be down after trying to deliver the blow and receive more of it than Brissett. And great to see Jamal Peters onto his feet. Foxy continues to hold down the boundary corner spot in place of Peters, injured on this drive. Is now Daggy with pressure on. Julian Hauser gets the sack, flags down as well. And Hauser bursting around the edge as he does so often in his return to Hamilton after going to Calgary in free agency.
Sort of a three edge rusher look, essentially.
A true rush package in for Brett Montson's defense, which is showing a variety of looks we haven't seen that much of so far this season in the first quarter. The Argonauts are on the board. Miriam Hairola, who had the game-winning field goal.
On some of what's going on with the transfer portal and NIL money and the movement. When you think exactly the things you just described, maybe don't exist as much.
They aren't. They're out of existence. They're not going to have that same experience. Now they're making money.
Go ahead, call it.
That's very well blocked. Got a little kick out. He stayed right in there. Nice patience.
Just a means of ultimately slowing things down a little bit for Daggy.
Casey Sales last to dig in on the Tiger Cats defensive line. 5 receivers available for Daggy. Stands in and completes this one, and Polk is having a day at this point. To tightening down the scoreboard against the QEW rival Hamilton Tiger Cats. Instead, it's Liram Hairola who punches this one through.
It's a little question who their emotional leader is.
It's, of course, coming back, offered some big money in free agency, but wanted to be here in Toronto after the Grey Cup Championship last year. Been a struggle at times for the Toronto defense, but never in the middle, never a linebacker with Cameron Judge and Whit McManus working together. And Mitchell all day, now gets folded up and brought down. And finally, after Bo held onto it forever, Daggy gets back to the line quickly here on 2nd and 1. Looking into traffic, up for grabs, tossed up in the air and intercepted. Daggy gets picked off as Stavros Katsantonis is the beneficiary. 155 rushing yards per game over the last 4 contests for Hamilton. This time they'll go aerial. It's Tavares McFadden against Brendan O'Leary-Orange, and O'Leary-Orange found a way, his second major of the ball game. So unfortunate for him and for the Argonauts offense, with Chad Kelly likely not to return this season, based on the reports that are coming out. And the clock rolls down to zeros. Did they get enough and did they get it stopped? Or did it run out? 2025, a big long attempt when you don't have really any momentum. This one is a danger zone for Toronto special teams. Unless Liram Hajrullahu can pound it through the uprights. And he does. Hajrullahu. It was amazing watching them interact with the fans here during the break, having too much fun. As Levi Mitchell throws this one directly to Tavares McFadden, and McFadden tackled inside the 45-yard line. But Levi Mitchell just didn't see the second man in coverage and put it in the worst spot possible. Contact down the field. Jared Daggy rolls to his right. Open receiver. Dave Ungerer next to the end zone. Puts a shoulder down and gets the major for Toronto. Fire the cannons here once again.
This season, but Hamilton also the team that has played more close games than anybody.
Levi Mitchell begins the 4th quarter looking to throw and into a tight window. He finds Keandre Smith running free through coverage. There are 6 defenders there going into award season here. Already in October, hard to believe, week 18 of the CFL season. Bo decides to punt Kenny Lawler in the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger Cats. Bo to 89. Goes for a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Mitchell with pressure coming, steps away from it, and then time runs out. The Toronto defense gets home on Bo. Brandon Dozier. Mark Leggio from 33 yards away for number 33. And never in doubt, Hamilton extends their advantage. And Hamilton taking advantage right now is Jared Daggy trying to find some and almost had the ball pop out from behind. Julian Hauser carving the edge as always. Sends in the call. Daggy looking for the crossover underneath Kevin McCall. Old reliable. Stays on his feet, breaks to a tackle. Touchdown Argos. And boots it into the stands at BMO. Due in large part, of course, to turnovers and then taking advantage of those turnovers, which makes Hamilton an extremely dangerous team in the playoffs. And they put together all 3 phases, and the pass rush is home again. Unblockable Julian Hauser. They have been getting after this front for the Argonauts. Daggy feeling the pressure, no, runs backwards into his own end zone, and it's the 7th sack of the game, making a safety as well. From his own 45. Unable to step into it, Stavros Katsantonis with the triple of takeaways. Thought about lateraling in, Katsantonis will keep that one, put the tape on the ball, sign it. Looking forward to seeing how that one plays out. Nathan Rourke getting back on track after a bit of a struggle last Friday against the Toronto Argonauts. Surprised considering the way that things went just a few weeks before as Leggio hammers that one. A much sweeter conclusion to week 18 than there was in week 17, and an extremely frustrating day for the Toronto Argonauts as they are officially eliminated from the 2025 CFL playoffs. Stavros Katsantonis, 3 interceptions on the day. Kenny Lawler continues to dominate against the Toronto Argonauts.